can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You can beat the world, you can beat the war. You can talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself
standing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
'Cause you burn You can run the mile. You can walk straight through hell with a smile.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try?
Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're
standing in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
Cause you burn with the brass flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. Be a champion. The walls of the Hall of Fame. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers. Be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. Yeah. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. Standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name.
Yeah.
Cause you burn with the brass flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. Be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the chain card hanging on your chest.
You can be a general, you can be the war. You can be a champion hanging on the wall.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and your life for
Standing in the Hall of Fame. I'll smile, I know what it takes to fool this town. I'll do it till the sun goes down and all through the night time. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what you wanna hear. Keep my sunglasses on while I shed a tear. It's never the right time. Yeah. I put my arm around, show you how strong I am. I put my arm around, I'll show you that I am. I'm unstoppable. I'm a Porsche with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries today. I'm so confident. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Unstoppable today. Unstoppable today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
All right, I'm not going to say it. It's December 2nd. I had to say it. December, we're here. Do you remember like 11 months ago, we said it's a brand new year? And do we have any idea what's going to happen to us? We were still adjusting to all these changes that were coming our way. Now we're a year plus into those changes, and we're still adjusting to the changes that are coming our way, which we're going to talk about today. Miss Megan, I don't know. I'm going to give you guys my crystal ball got tuned up this morning, And I predict the hot sheet's going to have a lot of stuff on it. Yes, what did you see at 11 o'clock? But Megan, I think you probably got some stories to tell us. Busy couple of days here?
What was that? You broke up, Craig.
I said, I imagine you've had a busy couple of days here.
Oh yeah,
Company
definitely
and the month.
busy, especially with the holidays coming back in. The hot sheet was booming yesterday. Got tons of new contracts, which is awesome to see. Everybody wanting to close before the holidays. But we are going. Just a reminder, we have our CE class this month. It's 2-hour CE credits. I've had a couple who've accepted the calendar invite. Just make sure you register through the webinar link. You will get a link directly from the underwriter to be able to get into that session. So don't forget to do that. It's a great opportunity to get some credits in.
If you guys play your cards right, you don't have to do your 14 hours. Again, you can get all your credits through these classes and then you're done. Plus,
yeah, absolutely. And then a quick reminder, guys, when you send us over a new contract, don't forget to include the ABA. It is getting a lot better with the agent sending them over, but just, keep in mind, we have to have those for RESPA. Because we affiliate with Beggins and they're our JV, we do have to have an ABA, an affiliated business arrangement disclosure form, before we can even open the file. Order entry will reject our file and tell us we need it to open it. So if you have a file that's closing and it's a rush and they want to close in 2 weeks, we're now on a time crunch. First of all, having a rush contract, and we don't have an ABA. So please make sure you're sending that with the deal sheet so we have all the information we need to get you, your clients to closing nice and smooth.
Yep, we've heard that one before.
Yeah. And Sam is great. We love Sam because she always helps us and sends them over. But let's help Sam out a little bit and get these to us so we don't have to ask her for them.
There you go. Yeah, Sam was a very busy girl yesterday.
Yes. Yeah, we did not help with that. Hey, Sam. But you guys have a wonderful week. And those who will be here on Saturday for Toys for Tots, I'll see you then. Very excited to fill all these boxes and celebrate the kids.
Awesome. Thank you
You
very
guys
much.
have a great week.
Have a nice post-closing week.
Yes, thank you.
Because that's what happens, right? Closings come in for the end of the month and then post-closing happens beginning of the month. So there's never a break. We just keep going. Let's jump in, Mr. Reed. Broker briefing time. Boom, 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 boom. Nice. This was interesting. I sat in with Matthew yesterday for a call and he said this: release the grind by admitting that you choose the goals you set and therefore the benefits and the consequences that come from them. So when you set a goal that I want to do 50 transactions next year, and that means you've got to do the work to create 50 transactions, you're the one who set the goal to do 50 transactions. So accept the consequences. You got to do the work, but you also get the benefits. And if you decide I'm going to be passive and just let things happen, you're the one who let that happen. So you've got to deal with the consequences and the loss of the benefits, right? But don't get mad when you have to do the work to achieve what you said you wanted to do. You can always dumb it down, right? Matthew had this thing he used to call, what did he call it? Dumb it down, basically. I'm going to do yoga for 2 minutes a day. He did it. He did it for 365 days in a row. He did 2 minutes of yoga. He wanted to do 30 minutes, but he knew he couldn't do 30 minutes a day. So he lowered the bar. That was his statement. Lowered the bar to 2 minutes a day. There you go. So he breathed. He did, what is it called when you lay still? No. It'll come to me. It's a yoga term. And when you're done at the end of yoga, you lay still and you breathe. That's what he did for 2 minutes a day before he got out of bed. So release the grind because you chose the goals. So be responsible for what you choose.
That's why we always talk about creating those big ass smile goals, because when you have those big ass smile goals and you can really see and create the life that it's going to bring to you and the emotions that come along with it and everybody that stands to benefit from you doing it, it makes it a lot easier. When you look at the benefits, it makes it a lot easier to deal with whatever those consequences are, because you're like, these are just a consequence of what I have to do to get this, because our focus is on the benefit and the emotions and the outcome, not the things we have to do.
And you deserve the kudos because you made the effort. Look at the things we were talking about this morning. You have made the effort to do all these things and now it's raining all over you. reigning with good surprises, right? Master of my choices and a slave to my decisions. There you go. And you make the decisions. So here we go. Less than 30 days left in the year, right? And what is Century 21 doing to us next year? They're raising the bar. Why? Because they're forecasting more sales next year, which is a good place to be. So if we're going to be a couple extra sales, we got a couple extra sales. It's just a darn shame that nobody's buying or selling homes during the holiday season. Huh. How many listings on Hot Sheet yesterday? 16 listings. So people are putting houses on the market.
Yeah.
And today you're going to see a lot of sales. I know the number, but I'm not going to tell you. You got to look at 11 o'clock. This is sarcasm. So Chris, you want to cover those numbers?
Yeah. So in case you can't tell, there's not a single person buying. There's not a single person selling.
Market's
There's
dead. Everybody's shopping. Getting
no business going on. And I've said it before.
Just like the dog. They're just doing nothing.
I've been talking to a lot of agents recently, a lot. And it's so surprising to me how the conversation starts, because I ask them a simple question. How's your business been this year? And what would it take for you to get to your next level? And their response starts off with, well, I mean, I don't have to tell you, you know how the market's been, and it's been tough, and it's just been a slow year, and buyers aren't buying and sellers aren't selling. That's literally how they start the conversation. So it's no surprise to me when I look at what their production is, what their outcomes are. But you can just simply go every single day, every time you start to have that thought that things are not happening, buyers aren't buying, sellers aren't selling, go to your MLS, your stellar MLS, go to your main page, go to your market watch, and just look and see. At the bottom, you can choose. I select the previous 7 days just so I can see what the last week has been like. And it says that in the last week, in new listings, there's been 7,000 new listings in the last week. 7,000 new listings in stellar MLS, not the state of Florida, not the entire region, in stellar MLS. Now, what happened last week? What happened half the day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and half the day Friday? A holiday. We lost 2 days and there were still 7,000 homes that came on the market. What was the number the previous 7 days? 10,000, which is a pretty even proportion. When you lose 2 days, it's the same amount of people putting their home on the market.
And 88 million people were traveling over that weekend.
Yep. What about under contract? 6,117 properties went under contract. There's no buyer that's really going to be out shopping over Thanksgiving when they could be relaxing and sitting down and watching football or the dog show or whatever they were doing. There's people out there buying and selling. The people who have to buy, and this is my response to a lot of those people. Do you mind if I challenge you for just a moment? Can I speak freely with you? This is what I'll say to these agents. Can I speak freely with you? And they say, yeah. I said, well, what I think is our brokerage tends to focus on these 5 things: mindset, motivation, skills, action, and accountability. Those are the 5 things we focus on. And it sounds like, it just appears to me that we need to focus on your mindset and your motivation, because I can show you how our brokerage has been up 15 to 20% each of the last 2 years. Not just one, not over, but 50.
You know that's true, right?
Each of the last 2 years in a market that's been down and suppressed or oppressed or whatever you want to, however you want to call it. And we just approach it differently because, hey, I look on Stellar MLS and I see that there was, the last time I had 10,000 new listings and 7,000 pending sales in the last 7 days. So I know that there's going to be 10,000 new listings next week and 7,000 people that go under contract next week. And I'm just curious, how can I find at least one of them next week? Because my goal is to get one buyer or seller every week that has a possibility to do business with me. And I asked them, do you think that that would shift and change your mindset if you knew that there was business going on? You just had to get in the way? Just a different perspective, right? It's a shame that nobody's doing business right now, even though there's a ton of people doing business right now. But there's going to be agents who will find every reason and every excuse, which is why you need to find more opportunities to get in the way. There's not a single closing that did not start with a conversation. Your job is to have more conversations. Get in the way and have conversations. Conversations lead to connections. Connections lead to contracts. Contracts lead to closings. Closings lead to commission checks. Commission checks lead to big ass smiles. And we just need to have more conversations. Right now, I think right now is the best time of year to have these conversations. You have every excuse and reason in the book to pick up your phone and call everybody that you know.
Because who's not doing that?
Most people.
Most realtors right now are not doing that. And who do customers do business with? People they think about. So this is the opportunity to talk to everybody you know.
You have Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Toys for Tots, Toy Drive, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. I mean, there's at least 5 others in between. National Donut Day.
How about property taxes? You know what happened to
Homestead, property taxes.
4% discount if you pay by November 30th.
Yep.
What's the discount if you pay by December 30th? 3%. They didn't miss out on all of it, but they're going to feel like shit. They missed the 4, but you can remind them to get the 3. Pretty nice little incentive.
Yeah. But you have every excuse right now. And usually what most people say for the other 9 or 10 months out of the year is, I don't know what to say. Right now, you don't need to know what to say. You've got every reason in the book to reach out and have a conversation and just say, hey, how are things going? By the way, I've set a really high goal for myself next year. And I've got a few more people that I'd be able to help over this holiday season with some questions they may have about buying and selling or investing. Who do you know that I might be able to help? I'm really looking to set the year off right. I've got some amazing goals and I just want to help some more people. Who do you know I can help? Just a simple conversation. After you give them the happy holidays, do you do this? What everybody's doing some type of toy drive. We'll have one here this weekend. The Beaches is having one coming up as well. So you can get involved with that and just call and ask if they'd like to donate to a nice cause. You have every reason right now to do that and have a conversation.
And speaking of motivation, look at the price decrease line. Online, you probably can't read that. It's too small.
There's
9,000
people who still need to sell their home because what have we seen over the last 6 months? We've seen the highest amount of delistings that we've seen in years. Properties coming off the market because they weren't selling. But there's still 9,000 of them that need to sell that didn't pull it off the market.
That lowered their price. Yoo-hoo, look at me. I need attention, please. I'm going to lower my price. Come look at me.
And most people,
And agents are taking time.
most people are, oh my God, prices are coming down. No, there's people who need to sell and I have people that need to buy. That's the people I'm looking for. Like just shift the mindset and motivation, shift it just a little bit. And if you're having problems with that, pick up the phone and ask somebody for some help.
And what's our mottos? Empower, educate, and encourage, right? I talked to an agent yesterday and she asked me how she could find Chris's class he did 2 weeks ago on spa. That was a great class, by the way, right? Agents are afraid to make offers on listings that are overpriced. Stop it. Submit an offer. Chris, you and I were just talking about a house that another agent would have listed at a very high price.
Yes.
And you came in with facts and reason.
Yep.
And came in with a price that you would not believe what this is going to sell for. But it makes sense. And the seller understands it makes sense.
Yep.
But somebody had the courage to make the offer.
Yep.
These are sellers raising their hands saying, look at me. I want to sell my house. Somebody tell me the truth. My agent's lying to me. And that's what they're doing.
And
so just go in there, make an offer.
trust me, we've had plenty of agents that have got the job and they were told by the seller, I interviewed 3 people. You were the one that came in and told me the truth. The other 2 I felt were just blowing smoke to get the listing. I just did not trust what they were telling me because they were giving me this number. And I'm like, I just don't see it. Whether it was because the seller thought the market was going down or whatever the case was, the seller appreciated that we took the time to tell them the truth of what was really going on. Don't be afraid to tell them the truth. Attract and repel. I want to attract more people that want to do business with me and repel people that don't. And if you're not willing to do things the way that we would like to do, we go to the next part of the conversation. And now I have a decision to make whether I'm going to do business with you. Why? Because there's 7,000 other people that want to buy a house. And there is 7,000 other people that want to list a house. And I know I can find at least one more this week. It's just shift the mindset, shift your attitudes, shift your mindset, shift your actions.
Okay, let's switch gears right now to buyer agency, because we haven't talked about this lately, but it's still a question. And it's a question more from the public now to me than it is from agents to me. They don't understand how this works. So think about the younger generation that's buying their first home. They don't know any different. Bullshit. Who do they get their advice from? Their parents. And what do their parents think? Seller pays a commission. I talked to a very prominent home builder yesterday. How does this commission thing work? I said, nothing changes. I said, you want to reward an agent for bringing you a buyer. He said, I'm fine doing that. I said, but now the rules have changed. The buyer has to pay their agent. He says, well, that means most buyers can't afford to buy a house because they got to pay their agent. I said, I know. So most buyers' agents are going to ask you, seller, to pay their buyer's commission for them. He said, well, that's kind of stupid. I said, yeah, it is. So just list it 6%, give it to me. I'll offer the 3% to the other broker and nothing changes for you. Oh, okay, that's fine. But he didn't understand it. So I wrote down these things. And this is important. And I know some of us are cheating. And my prediction right here, expect more BBA enforcement in 2026. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen hard. And I don't want you guys getting bit. What's the price? $1,500?
Like $1,500 to
For your
$2,500.
first offense if you get caught not doing it. So question number one, can you tell a buyer that you represent them when you have a BBA? I'm writing it tricky on purpose. What are you in Florida when it comes to agency?
Especially when they sign our BBA that we have that populates. What are you?
You're a transaction broker.
Who do you what do you represent as a transaction broker? The transaction. So the answer to this question is it depends.
Yeah, exactly. It depends.
If you use our BBA that we have that populates your buyer forms, is going to be the transaction broker BBA. You do not represent the buyer, you represent the transaction. If you feel the need to use a single agent BBA and use that, sign your buyer as a single agent, yes, you would then be representing the buyer.
And if you're going to do that, charge 3%. I want to make a rule that you can't be a single agent unless you get at least 3%.
Correct.
Right? We're not offering single agency because that's a big responsibility. But if you want single agency, we'll give it to you as long as you consent to transition to a transaction broker at 3%. But you guys are getting 3% on transaction broker notices anyways. So don't stir the pot.
Yeah.
So that's it depends question, right? So know which form you're using and try to communicate that with the other agent on the other side who has no clue what's going on. My buyer, no, it's not your buyer, honey. It's our transaction. We're working together.
Mm-hmm.
Question two, can you show a property to the buyer without a BBA? Good. It depends.
Very good question.
Yes. If it's a Century 21 listing, yes, you can, because we have a relationship with the seller. Now, you may not get paid by the buyer, but you can show it. Can you show a Coldwell Banker's listing? No. How many agents are meeting customers, taking them out, showing houses, acting like a real estate agent, and not having a BBA signed?
So the straightforward answer to this, just to be very clear and straightforward, no, you cannot show properties unless you have a BBA, unless it is a Century 21 Beggins listing, because then you would be acting on behalf of the seller because of the relationship Century 21 Beggins has with the seller. And you are just acting on behalf of Beggins for the seller to sell that property. But the straightforward answer, no, you cannot show property without a BBA.
Mm-hmm. And then it becomes an issue because is the seller paying the buyer broker? If the seller's paying the buyer broker and you don't have a buyer broker agreement, you can't get paid. If the seller's broker is paying the buyer's broker and it's a Beggins listing, then it's kind of our choice if we pay the buyer's agent. But go back to rule number one, you can't show a buyer without a BBA.
Even if it is our listing and there's compensation offered, if you want to receive that compensation, you will need a buyer broker agreement. So it all comes back to you need the buyer broker agreement regardless, because even if it's a Beggins listing and you want to receive compensation, you need a buyer broker agreement that says you can receive the buyer side compensation, even if it's one of our listings.
And I don't want to show of hands, but how many of you have broken the rule? I know a lot of you have, and I'm just warning you. Number 3 got blurred in. Number 4, can you say it's a law that a buyer must sign a BBA? It's not a law. There's no Florida statute that says a buyer must sign a buyer broker agreement, right? It's company policy that we have every buyer sign a buyer broker agreement, and commissions are always negotiable, right? Had a situation yesterday, an agent had a very clean BBA, a mobile home in a certain county, 2% plus 325. signed in August, expires December 31st. Found out the buyer did what? Agent showed him 20 houses. The customer bought a house, a mobile home in that county prior to the end of that BBA. So now what do we do? Demand letter for sure. Hey, FYI, Bob, you signed a contract that said you owe me 2% plus $325. And Bob's going to go, and then what? You're going to sue Bob?
It's going to cost you more.
It's going to cost you more to sue Bob. Socially, it's a big, big decision. And I talk to agents, you guys get so pissed. I can't believe he screwed me like that. And I'm going to point to this to you. You have to have a discussion. I guarantee Bob's going to say, let's say it went all the way to the judge. But Your Honor, I didn't understand what I was signing. Who's it going to look bad on? Us, because we didn't explain it.
The agent just told me I had to sign this to see the property. That's all they told me.
They didn't say, John, this is a mutual agreement. I'm committing to you and you're committing to me for all mobile homes in this county during this period of time. You understand that? So if another agent wants to show you something, the answer is no, you already have an agent. That conversation needs to be had, and probably a little friendlier than I just did it. But unless you choose to fire me, which is fine, pay me $500, and that's pretty cheap for the 20 houses I showed you.
Let's clarify something, because there's been a couple questions. When we say BBA, buyer broker agreement, we mean
One of the three.
Signed representation agreement with a buyer. That's what we mean.
Something
that says
makes you
that
able to earn a commission.
so that's going to be a showing agreement, a buyer broker agreement, or even a touring agreement that has compensation that says what you'd be paid. They're just different levels of representation that are going to be offered. So just saying, any one of those, when we say BBA, you can use that. If you have a showing agreement, you don't need a BBA. Okay? So as long as you have one form or the other.
All right. So you can't say it's a law. You can say it's company policy to have a BBA signed before I show you any property.
It's an R regulation.
It's an R regulation.
Yes.
Yes. It's a term of the settlement that the National Association of Realtors entered into with the plaintiffs on this major.
But now that they've given us a year to get our minds wrapped around it, that's why the crystal ball prediction is you'll see more enforcement, because you've had a year to figure this out, to get everything wrapped around this and get it done the right way, figure out your policies, procedures, and processes. Now that you have that, this is one of our regulations. Per this settlement, we said that we will follow up and make sure this happens in our industry. So now they're going to start making sure it's happening in their industry.
That's right. Can you refuse to show a property if the buyer won't sign a BBA? Yes, you can, and you should. No, I'm not allowed to do it. And because I'm not going to get paid.
And make no bones about it. Buyers are shopping agents too. We just had a scenario.
But the other agents I talked to didn't say anything about this.
Look at Frank.
Yep.
Craig's story about Frank the last 3 weeks, about what Frank's been through 3 agents back and forth.
Every week a new agent.
Shopping agents. And I had another scenario where
signing contracts with all of them.
A buyer was shopping agents. One agent said they do it for this, the other said they do it for that. But just be careful. What agents are doing is agents are being shady. What this one agent told the buyer, yeah, I'll do it for 1%. They sent them a buyer broker agreement for 3%. And said, well, if I get the seller to pay the rest of it, what's the difference? Even if you're only going to have to pay 1%, or sent them one for 2% or whatever it was, then I'm going to see if the seller will pay the rest of it. And the buyer was like, wait a minute, that's not right. That's not what we talked about. You said you do it for 1% because you asked them to sell for 3% hurts my offer. So they went to another agent, shopped that agent, got that agent to come back around and do it.
Yeah. And you got to stand firm and make your decision. Last question. This is a serious one. Are all of your BBAs current or have some expired? It's real easy, Roberto, to say, hey, Chris, I'm going to show you anything in Apollo Beach for the next 2 weeks. You're my agent. I'm your agent. You're my customer.
Yep.
Right. And we agree to that 2 weeks. Right. We're working together. 2 weeks passes. What do I not remember to do?
Extend.
Resign. My buyer broker agreement is expired. So I've been asking you guys to store your buyer broker agreements like a listing agreement. Right. Track them. Like MLS is not going to notify you when MLS notifies you when your listing is about to expire. What's notifying you that your BBA is about to expire?
Google Calendar.
Sam is not. Google Calendar would be the right answer. Or Moxie. You could probably put it in the new Moxie system too. But that's really going to be a problem for us because how many of you have a stack of BBAs you've worked with? When was the last time you made sure they're valid? A lot of you are signing for a year. I've seen them. That's great. But a year is up. A year has passed for some cases, right? So that's it. That's my broker briefing for today because it's a big issue and it's coming across my desk a lot. So I just want to make sure we're all talking about it. Yes, sir.
Mr. McNally, you're online. Are you ready to talk?
There he is, talking head.
No, I don't want to talk. Just kidding. All right, so
Talking all
just
day
a couple.
yesterday, weren't
What's that?
we were talking all day yesterday.
All day yesterday. Yeah, and by the way, it's supposed to snow tonight, so it's awesome.
That's what it looks like here. Cold. The rain becomes snow. In case you guys
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's fantastic. They had like a 2-hour delay today. I'm like, okay, awesome. So anyway, I got the next couple slides for you, just talking a little bit around some of the tools. So the first one, obviously we launched Moxie Rise. We had a training a couple weeks ago on kind of walkthrough on that. So just my kind of follow up on this this page here is get your holiday campaigns started in there, get your just listed, just sold, your market insights, get some of those set up and ready to go for at least the rest of the year to stay visible with what's available for you. I had a few people reach out on the 2026 holiday campaign. It is not available yet, but it will, and I will let you know when that campaign is available so you can start it for the first of the year. So I'll let you know when that happens on that standpoint. Next up is going to be Beggins University. And actually, I want to share my screen on this one. We have a new tool that just launched, and I'm going to just quickly just tell you about it, but please join Mike and I on Thursday. We're going to dig into this tool, how to use it even more on Thursday, along with we're going to dig into the scripting tool and even the daily action plan as we're looking at contacting our clients, during this time period. Chris and I were even talking about it. Like, it's like, what do you say? I get Christmas is coming, Hanukkah's coming. I get all these things. Like, how can I create something to follow up with those past buyers to reach out to our sphere? So we're going to go over 3 different tools on Thursday. But what I wanted to show you just real quick is going to be not my email and all that good stuff. I wanted to show you the ListThis tool. Okay, so this is you still have, by the way, you still have the listing description tool. It's still available, but what we've done is we've taken that and we've put it on steroids for you. So what this tool is, and again, this is just a quick little snippet of what to expect on Thursday. Feel free to get in there and start playing with this tool. But what we've done with this tool is we've definitely put it on steroids. And not only is it going to create a listing description for you, it's now going to give you a market analysis of your property and kind of what's happening in the area. It's going to create a social media post for you. So once you list that property or you have a price decrease or you're doing an open house, things like that, you're able to get in here and adjust kind of what this says. It comes out with an email that you can send to your sphere directly from this if you'd like. It comes up with an agent text message that you can send to other agents. Maybe they were looking at a property that was similar to this. It comes out with a text message for consumers that you can send out to your sphere and your database to let them know about this property. It creates a blog article for those of you that do blogging. It's all ready for you. And then finally, you will have to upload a picture of the house, but it creates a just listed with your logo and the address that you're able to put into a social content for you. So it does 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different things. And all you have to do is upload a photo, put the address, put the price, and talk about some of those great features of the house, and it's going to automatically create this for you. And one of the awesome things with this tool that they actually created, which by the way, it's under the list AI tools for buyers and listings, is if you go to this listing tool, this is fantastic. I can go in here as long as I save this. Make sure you save it. I can go in here and pull the property, any of the properties that I've saved and I've created, and I'm able to pull this back up. So if I wanted to make some adjustments for a social post, or I wanted to kind of adjust maybe the sphere, my email to my sphere, maybe I do a price reduction and I just want to say price reduction and just tweak a few things, I can easily come in here and edit that, but I can always come back to this very easily and re-pull up that information again. So really awesome tool. Mike's been working on this for a while, and I think this is literally like 5 or 6 tools all in one that you barely have to put any information in there, and it's going to create it for you. So stay tuned for Thursday when we dig into this a little bit more. And friggin' awesome tool that has been created for everybody.
I'm blown away.
It's awesome. It's really cool. And then lastly, it's going to be our showcase of the week is going to be from Michelle Camp. She's got 81% more page views, 121% on saves. It's very cute, very, very. And I mean, if you look at it, I like looking at some of these because when I look at, like, it's awesome to say awesome. I have more views, I have more saves, I have more shares. But when I look at the saves and shares, like, yeah, the page views, it's not as high, but she has more people saving this property and more people that are sharing it. That's your engagement right there. So when I look at something like this, the data tells us some pretty good things about, this property.
I want to show you.
Yeah,
I know we talked about this, but I want to show you what you can do. We've mentioned it. You can add video to a showcase.
Yes.
But it's been really cool you got your regular showcase, the
static images.
And then this is going to swap over, and now you have a video, and it'll play the full video. And this could be your second image on any of your showcases. Any showcase you have, your photographer has to take the video. If your photographer takes the video, uploads it to showcase, they'll have it in the spot that's there. You click on allow video, add video. It'll put it into that second photo slot. You can see this is a 1:28 video. It'll play the entire video. So you get a completely different approach and view of the listing. And where are people shopping? Zillow. Does this look better than a static image? Yes. Does this showcase all of the features and benefits when you have the right photographer that puts something like this together and finds all of those featured spots? Yes. Great video, great option. And this is $225 when you pay for the showcase. You have all of this accessibility for your listing.
No, it's a $400 showcase, but we negotiated a big savings for you guys and made a major commitment to buy that many. And that's a $400 for starting price range. They go up to $900 over $1 million. That's what normal agents. Yes. If you're tight, you still pay in the backside.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure you see that. And this is going to get more views, more saves, more people sitting on this listing, which means that Zillow sees that they spent that much time on it. They retarget those buyers as well. As long as they're logged into their Zillow account, they will retarget them. And then it just goes on to your next photos. So really cool stuff. Make sure that you're using the tools that you have accessible to you.
And brag about them on a listing presentation because other agents aren't doing it. You can go, if you want to go back. Go ahead.
And hey, and just so you know, like on that specific property, she's got 1,800 page views, 131% higher, 131 saves, which is almost 200% higher, and 200% higher on the saves too at 51. So pretty good engagement on a property like that. And I'm not saying it's only because of the video. It's a fantastic looking property, but video does a lot for
yeah, but traditionally a non-waterfront house in Mirror Bay is not very popular. That one's very popular because it's being showcased.
Yep.
Super cool. All right.
And Mike Clayman, I don't know what you mean by promo for a Zillow showcase with video. You just have to have your photographer do it, and they will upload it for you. So when you call your photographer and you're setting up the appointment to have them do it, let them know that you would like your video, whatever you decide to do on that standpoint, and they'll be able to get it uploaded for you. The promo is just for the showcase. The promo is just for the showcase. You're responsible for paying for photography and videos and stuff like that.
And any photographer you're using that's not a Zillow photographer has to be Zillow certified. So that's where they learn how to do all this stuff. Cool. What's the threshold for this year? 140,000 to make the path to Centurion. Next year, it's going up to 161,000. So $21,000 more. Average commission is about $10,000, about 2 extra transactions. That's all it really is. Would you all be happy to have an extra 2 transactions next year? That's all it's going to be. It's in your database right now. And that's all we got.
Yep.
So it is Happy Tuesday. We're going to rejoin to our local broker meetings, find out what's going on in your local markets. And then we have a flex team meeting after that for the flex team.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Feliz Martes.